I want to talk about you, Taiwo, and I guess we probably should start at the beginning for you. It's been quite the journey to find yourself here. So I want to really talk about you and your family growing up in Nigeria. It was a long time ago now, but what was life like for you in Nigeria as a young boy?
Yeah, for me, I think obviously my family is a religious family. I come from a Christian home. This part is one of the most important thing to us. And talking about life now at the moment, the first thing I would say is now when we look back, we just want to say we give thanks to God, which is the most important thing for us. But life back then in Nigeria, to be honest, is really difficult because in terms of football and outside football as well, for me, was a bit challenging. But one thing I'm grateful for my parents is they did everything their best to make sure we go to school, which is even though my dad at one point was borrowing the money to send us to school, which at the end he has to pay back. Which when the journey of football started, I was able to be the one to pay some of the money back to keep him off the debt, but was really challenging.
What were some of the main challenges? You've mentioned the kind of money side of things,
Yeah.
but what, looking back, were the greatest struggles in your opinion for you growing up?
Yeah, for me, in terms of football wise, I would say getting to the training ground because where I started was I was just a boy playing on the street. I later joined a local club, Unicorn Football Academy now because now obviously they are a bit a standard academy in Nigeria. But then I have to walk miles. Then I could remember like there is a pole from my father's house to the training pitch. I have to count. I used to count all the posts like just for fun while I'm walking to the training ground. And when I used to time myself and walking wise, obviously it's of almost an hour to get to the training ground. And sometimes you get there late, sometimes you get there a bit early, and with a lot of jersey at the, with me as well. And was difficult moment, but now something I'm happy and grateful because I can went through all those journey.
And was that a journey you used to undertake on your own? Because am I right in thinking football wasn't something your family necessarily wanted you to pursue as a career?
Yeah, I think for me at the beginning, my dad wanted me to read medicine. He wanted me to be a medical doctor. But I could remember I love playing football. Like from a kid, I just play every time. So it gets to a point. He also watched me playing, and at the end, he supported me with my parents, with my mother, and my siblings. But the challenging part of it was getting the money to buy the football shoes. This I have no. Going to the training page. This so sometimes I have to be the one to walk myself. I've done almost every work in Nigeria back then. I work as a bakery. I work in the bakery. I work as a bricklayer.
What did you used to cook? What was your best thing that you could cook in the bakery?
Yeah, we just make bread.
Oh, just bread. Okay,
Yeah,
bread maker.
yeah. Because there was a bakery close to my house. I worked there just to get the money to go to the beach and to buy the football shoes. And I work as a bricklayer as well because we used to lay, the blocks that they used to build. We used to lay it.
The foundations.
The foundation and everything. And so those are just the little things I do just to get the money to buy the football shoes and to be able to sort myself out going to field because, obviously in the family to hit is something difficult. It would be hard to go to my dad and say, hey, Popsy, can you give me some grant there for me to go to the training ground? To me, it sounds a bit weird sometimes. So I never bothered him. Though sometimes when he get the salary, he will call me himself at one point and he said, take this to buy your football shoes. But it's not every time.
It's hard as well because you were one of six siblings. So there's a lot of you to kind of look after and try and help with all their hopes and dreams. You're not the only child, obviously, in that family. When was the point that your dad realised that you had talent? How long did that process take? Was it years of him trying to deter you and you go into medicine, or was it quite a quick realization that he thought, oh, okay, T has some skills here, I'm going to go and support him?
I think it was, if I could remember very well, it was during a local tournament. The state have to play it. And because obviously for him, you know, like a military man, because he's a prison officer, his earning is not enough to send all the children to school. And what he just does is get as much money as he can from his friend with the hope to pay back. And his whole thinking was like, maybe if this one was actually a medical doctor, or this one, because my sister is a nurse, I'm a midwife, presently in the UK as well. And my elder sister also, she's a pharmacist. So my older brother is like a teacher. So he's trying to like, okay, maybe the school will be the best route to make living. So at one point, then we used to play like all this local tournament, and then he said, "This time around, you're not going because you have to write your exam." So almost the whole Kwara State official, they came to our house. They are like, "We've heard how much you don't want him to play, but please just allow him this one time to go to play this tournament." But before then, like he never allowed me to play on the street. So at one point also, some big guys on the street came to him and like, "We are in the final and we're already losing." So, and I could remember it was totally funny because everyone came to our house and like they already almost finished the second half, and one of our players is still at home because it's just a street football then. So he literally allowed me to go with them, and he followed as well. So I came onto the pitch, you know, all those little aside games is totally different from what we do now. And I was lucky to score a goal, and we come back from being losing to winning the tournament, and that was how it started. But then it still didn't allow me to fully go into football until when I have to represent the state, which is Ilorin, Kwara State in the football tournament that the whole Nigerian used to play. And they have to send some official to my coach. So they have to come to my house in the night and like, this tournament is very, very important for the state and Taiwo has to be part of it. So that was the point he realized and said, okay. But we obviously have an agreement like, if you want to be a football player, if you want to play football or whatever you call it then, you have to pass in your school. So it's a bit difficult because I have to make sure I have good grade in school to play football in the training ground. So it's a bit mix for me. The moment I'm not good in my grade, those terms, there is no football.